Today on Healthy Happy Soul TV, I share why I am the most unlikely role model for health and fitness. Hey there gang, welcome to Healthy Happy Soul TV for another week. I'm really excited that you've joined me again. I couldn't do this without you, so thank you so much. Thank you so much for your encouragement, your feedback, sharing. I'm so blessed. Thank you so much. So today I'm just going to take you through, my journey from where I've been to where I am right now. Because it's not about me, it's all about, God and a whole heap of other amazing people investing in my life to really draw something out of me that I didn't know was there and bring out the best of me when I really didn't think I was anything but absolute rubbish. So I was brought up in a really amazing home, a beautiful Christian family. I was exceptionally blessed. I had a beautiful upbringing. But then in my first year of high school, I fell really ill and there was no real reason for it. I'd always been healthy. I'd never really been sick or had any health complications, but I just became really unwell. It was like overnight lethargic and sick. Couldn't get out of bed. I lost a whole heap of weight and I just wanted to sleep all the time. We couldn't get answers. We lived in a very small country town, so there wasn't, the big resource of medical. And also you just think, oh, it's a virus, I'll get over it next week. The doctors would say, just ride it out a little bit longer, or take this medicine, or do all these things. Weeks turned into months and I just still wasn't getting better. More investigations into what was going on, and it was found that I'd had glandular fever, but it had progressed into chronic fatigue syndrome. Chronic fatigue syndrome, basically, there's no real cause for why it happens. There's no real cure for it at all. It's just something that really makes you feel tired, lethargic, sleepy, devoid of any energy, and that was how I felt. So there was no real hope or answer for this is, how long it's going to take to get better, or this is the thing you need to do to get better. This is just, I have this thing, and we would hope and we would pray that if we try all these different things, it may get better over time. So that was really hard, so physically I was very unwell. I was 40 something kilos. I was an absolute, just shell, very tired all the time. I didn't have any energy. It was so intense that my dad would come home during his lunch break and take me from my bed to the bathroom so I could go to the toilet, and he would put me back into bed. Like, that's just how little energy I had. This was, weeks and months of just lying in bed. I missed out on school. I had to do alternate schooling. I couldn't go to school because I'd just be so exhausted all the time. Not only physically was I really unwell, but, for my mental well-being, it had a huge impact as well. Because I'm lying in bed for days on end. I just wanted to sleep. I had no hope. And no real, timeline of this is going to get better, or I'm going to be better here. And I was missing out on time, socially with friends. I just wanted to be normal and fit in like a normal teenage girl. Also, I'd been raised in a beautiful Christian home, but I was just so angry at God, questioned God. I thought, God, if you love me, why is this happening to me? Why am I sick? Why am I missing out on being a normal teenage girl? So I was really quite bitter and resentful and angry and just frustrated at the whole situation. And so it was, an intense couple of years of treatments, alternative therapy, supplements, detox diets, a whole heap of stuff trying to just get me well. And after a couple of years, I did start to make progress and get better, and I could go back into school regularly. And so when I sort of did start to get stronger and more healthy and get back into school, I just wanted to fit in. I just wanted to be normal. I'd missed out on so much of that sort of social integration, from early high school and making friends. I just wanted to fit in. So what fitting in looked like when I was 15 and I came back to school was partying. And that was that teenage rebellious time where everyone's sort of partying and self-destructive behavior and drinking and all these kind of things. And I just wanted to fit in. And so I just jumped headfirst into that. And I just wanted to make up for my lost time, and I did. And then at 16, I fell pregnant with my daughter. And that, of course, added a whole nother spanner in the works. So it was full on. So being 16 and pregnant in a small country town where your parents are very well known, it was tough. It was really rough. So again, I was very angry and resentful and bitter towards God. Mentally, that was really not good for my mental well-being. Look at me now. Like, look at me. Look at what you've done. You've stuffed your life. You've blown it, or a failure. As many, negative words as you could think of to describe yourself. That's what I would say to myself. I had, not a really good relationship with my daughter's father, so that was quite intense as well. And I was just trying to cope with all of this. So what did I do? Well, I turned to food as my comfort. And so I ate and I ate and I ate, and I put on a huge amount of weight in my pregnancy. I got up to 80 something kilos because I was just trying to cope and just trying to deal with it. So, physically I was unwell, emotionally, mentally I was unwell, spiritually I was unwell, socially it was just a mess. So it was just a mess. It was just a big old mess. And so I had my daughter, I finished high school, and I enrolled into study school teaching because my parents sort of pushed me into that, saying this will be great. But life was just not fun. It was not a fun place to be in. Lots of my friends moved away to go to uni because that's what sort of everyone did, and I was just stuck in this small country town with a baby, with no real future or hope, and being very unwell, unhealthy, fat, unfit, all these things. So just not having any real self-love at all, or belief in myself. And then there was just one day where I was like sick and tired of being sick and tired. That's all I can say to describe it. I was sick and tired of being sick and tired and overweight and frustrated with myself and hating life. And so I thought, I need to make a change. And I didn't know what, but I knew I had to do something. So I thought, well, if you're fat, you better go to the gym. So I went to the gym, went to a group fitness class. I nearly died. I honestly thought I was going to have a heart attack. I was so uncoordinated, all arms and legs. I thought, oh my goodness, I'm going to pass out on this floor. They're going to have to come and like ring the ambulance to revive me. It was horrible and hard. But for the first time ever in my life, there was this little spark, something shifted in me. And it was because I'd made a positive choice. You know, in all of my sort of life up until then, I hadn't made any positive choices for myself. They'd all been exceptionally self-destructive. So there was this little spark of, this little glimmer of hope. I didn't know, it was just so tiny, but there was something there. And so I kept going to the gym. I started to get better at it. I started to lose weight. My mental well-being improved. As confidence grew. Endorphins made me feel good. And so it was just starting to create positive change in my life. So, you know, I'd go once a week, and then, you know, I was starting to get better. So I'd go a couple of times a week, and then it was every day. And there was this community of people there at the gym who really believed in me, and it was phenomenal. And one day the gym owner, she came to me and she said, you're really good at this. You watch, you have great technique, you learn, you want to do better. Have you ever considered being in the health and fitness industry, or would you consider coming to work for me? And that had obviously never crossed my mind, because I thought, how on earth can I be a role model for health and fitness? I've been chronic fatigue sick, party girl, a teenage mum, overweight, all these things completely not within the realms of being a healthy and fit or healthy and happy person. But because I was like 19 and naive, I said, yeah, sure. And it turned out to be one of the most amazing and best decisions I've ever made. So I did my study, I started working at the gym. I loved it. It just gave me purpose, you know, to be there and to be inspiring and encouraging other people the way that I'd been. It just absolutely, get a little bit teary just thinking about it. That was an amazing time in my life. But there was still just that hole in my soul, and that's the only way I can describe it. It was the hole in my soul that really only Jesus could fill. And so one night I was invited to go to church with a friend, and even though, you know, outwardly a lot of stuff was going well, I was studying uni, I was making progress there, I was, you know, starting to get a handle on being a mum and what that looked like. I was physically a lot better, my mental capacity was a lot better, but still there was still that longing, that restlessness, that hole. It was just, there was something missing. I wasn't whole, I wasn't complete. I still was very angry at myself. There was a lot to prove. I felt like I had to punish myself to make up for all the wrong things I'd done. And so when I was invited to go along to church, that was the night where I just met Jesus and gave my life to him and decided to follow him. Oh, you get teary again. Up until then, nothing had made sense, and after that, everything made sense. So even though I was at the gym, I was still going out most weekends and partying and drinking and trying to attain a certain body image and, you know, trying to be attractive for guys and all these things, and then coming and knowing God and finding, you know, a relationship with Jesus and that acceptance and that forgiveness and that love. Oh my goodness, like that was just overwhelming to me. And so, as you know, much as I've been trying to fill that hole and that emptiness with everything else I could possibly try, you know, in an instant I found that. And so I decided that I would really do everything I could to, you know, shut down and cut off the stuff that wasn't bringing about wholeness, that wasn't healthy for me, and pursue Jesus, whatever that looked like. And so that sort of started that journey. And so I share all that because it makes my story real. And I just want to say that wherever you're at right at the moment, wherever you're at, you know, I get it. I get it. You know, if physically you're feeling challenged, I get it. If, you know, you've got some mental battles going on, I get it. If something's going on, you don't, you know, that purpose, that sense of worth, that sense of acceptance and love, if you don't have that, I get it. I get it. So I share that with people because, you know, I'm the most unlikely role model for having a healthy, happy, soulful life. But if I can do it, you can too. If I can do it, you can too. My life was such a mess, and now it's whole. Or at least I'm on the way there. And so I'm really passionate because I don't want anyone to have to live how I lived. And if they are, I don't want them to have to live their whole life that way. You know, I'm so grateful for the change in my life. And I want to spend every day of my life trying to help other people just find that feeling as well of freedom, of wholeness, of enjoying their journey, of knowing they have purpose and value and worth, and they have something special to give the world, because I didn't think I had anything to give. Oh, so I'm a big mess. So that's me. That's my journey, and that's why I'm so passionate about doing what I do. And so I really invite you to join me on the journey, because it's my mission to support women and men to just be their best, to see something in them when they can't see it in themselves, just like someone else saw that in me and pulled that out of me, to encourage, to inspire, to be real, all those things. So I invite you to join me on the journey. Wholeness, where we're going, it's going to be amazing. I cannot wait to bring it to you. So peeps, I really pray you have an amazing day. Leave me your feedback. Let me know what you think. I'm going to have to go clean up my mascara. And I'll catch you next week. Bless you heaps. Catch you then. Bye.